Hello, good morning everyone. I am Dr. Kasigari Prasad, Associate Professor, Graphologist, Writer and Motivational Speaker from the Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering, Annamacharya Institute of Technology and Sciences, Rajampet. Today, we would like to have a discussion on continuity equation and relaxation time from the second chapter, Electrostatic Fields in Material Space, from the subject electromagnetic waves and transmission lines. So before we step into the topic, let us enthusiase ourselves, motivate and inspire ourselves. See, there is one small saying, whenever you are asked if you can do a job, if someone asks you if you can do a job, tell them courageously, confidently and with clarity, certainly I can. First say them, certainly I can do it. Then make yourself busy. Get busy and find out how to do it. Since a work itself is an opportunity itself is a challenge. A challenge makes you a challenger and a successful person. So never leave an opportunity whenever it comes. With these enthusiastic words, let's we go for the topic. Before we start the topic, I request everyone, respected faculty, students and all the learners, please keep a notebook and pen with you to write important points and equations for very good understanding. In our previous topics, we have discussed much about what is a type of material and what are the different types of materials and different types of currents like convection and conduction currents, and we gone through a topic called conductors and analyzed what is a conductor and how the currents behave in a conductor, then polarization in dielectrics and dielectric constant and its strength, and finally in the previous class we have discussed what is linear isotropic homogeneous dielectric materials. These were the topics we have already discussed in our previous topics. Now let us have a discussion on continuity equation and relaxation time. So a very interesting and important topic in electromagnetics. Now, according to the principle of charge conservation, this is important. We are following one principle, and as per that principle called principle of charge conservation, let's see what happens. The time rate of decrease of charge within a given volume must be equal to what it is? The time rate of decrease of charge within a given volume must be equal to the net outward current flow through the closed surface of the volume. So we are giving here a clarity or understanding about a volume and surface, the two in terms of currents. So the time rate of decrease of charge, let us take a volume, and in that volume let us assume that we have some charge q, and that charge q decreases with a given volume. In that given volume is equal to the net amount of current that is flowing out of that closed surface of that particular volume. So according to this, we can write the current outgoing current, we can write as I out, coming out of the closed surface is I out is equal to closed integral, and how much amount of current is there per a volume in a unit volume is current density. So that current density J dot ds. So I out is equal to closed integral J dot ds. Let us have an understanding up to there only. Now there is another equation, continuity equation, another equation equated to minus dq in by dt. And what is this minus dq in by dt? So the amount of current in a closed volume is equal to the total amount of charge there, and that charge is decreasing with respect to time. So that to represent that one, we have written I out is equal to minus. Why we indicate this minus means the charge is now decreasing here, therefore minus dq in by dt. collectively we have taken as one equation as I out is equal to closed integral j dot ds, and that is also equal to minus dq in by dt, where q in is the total amount of charge enclosed by the closed surface. Now let us apply Gauss divergence theorem. As we know that the Gauss divergence theorem is closed integral s j dot ds is equal to integral v del dot j dv. It means it gives relations between closed integral, that means surface integral, to that of the volume integral. So now with respect to the second equation, we also know the third equation as in the first equation we know that minus dq in by dt. So minus dq in by dt is equal to minus d by dt of that charge, means how much charge is there in a volume charge density, amount of charge is there. Therefore that is minus d by dt of integral v rho v dv. That is our second term. Now it is also equated to the third term as minus, you take this d by dt in the second term for the third term equation into the integral, then we can write it as partial differential equation, that is minus integral v dou rho v by dou t into dv. Okay, now from the third equation let us understand minus dq in by dt is equal to minus d by dt of the volume charge density in that particular volume, that is integral v rho v dv. Now we have rearranged this equation as you send this integral inside, therefore that is minus integral v. As you send d by dt inside the integral, it will be written as partial differential equation as dou rho v by dou t into dv. Now substituting this equation 2 and equation 3 in our first equation, in this I out equation, first equation, then integral v del dot j dv is equal to minus integral v dou rho v by dou t into dv. So as you substitute the second and third equation in the first equation, we can get a clear comparison between the volume integrals. Integral v del dot j dv is equal to minus integral v dou rho v by dou t into dv. Now with respect to this, we give a clarity that you remove the integrals and write del dot j is equal to minus dou rho v by dou t, and this is our required equation, and this equation is known as continuity of current equation or continuity equation. This continuity equation is derived from the principle of conservation of charge and essentially states that no accumulation of charge at any point. Now up to here we have derived the continuity equation. Now the second concept is, let us take some steady currents, constant currents, steady currents. For a steady current, dou rho v by dou t is equal to 0 naturally, constantly, since these currents are constant. Therefore del dot j is also equal to 0, since minus dou rho v by dou t happens 0, therefore del dot j will become 0. It is showing that the total charge leaving a volume is the same as the total charge entering it. So how much amount of charge is entering into a volume is equal to the total amount of current or the charge that is leaving out the volume, and it follows the also follows the Kirchhoff's current law. Now let us have much more deeper discussion, stating that having discussed the continuity equation and the properties of a material, now let us take one approach that consider the effect of, what is the effect of introducing charge at some interior point of a given material, either it may be a conductor or a dielectrics. So let us have a material, either it is a conductor or dielectrics, and now try to introduce a charge at some interior point of that material. Then analyze what is the effect of introducing that charge into the material. We know that del dot j is equal to 0. This is in conjunction with Ohm's law. We know this concept, and also we know that, and also We know that current density J is equal to sigma E. From the Gauss law, we can state that del dot E is equal to rho V by epsilon. According to Gauss law, del dot E is equal to rho V by epsilon. Now, with respect to all these equations, now substituting the value of J and the value of del dot E in the above equation of del dot J. Okay, what we will be getting? Del dot J means sigma E is equal to sigma E means rho V by epsilon. Therefore, minus dou rho V by dou T. Now, from this we can write the equation minus dou rho V by dou T plus sigma rho V by epsilon is equal to 0. Now, from this reference, this is a homogeneous linear orderly differential equation. What is this equation? Dou rho V by dou T plus sigma by epsilon rho V is equal to 0. It is a homogeneous linear orderly differential equation. Now, by separating variables in the above equation, we can write dou rho V by dou T is equal to minus sigma by epsilon into dou T. Now, integrate on both sides, logarithmic of rho V is equal to minus sigma T by epsilon plus logarithmic of rho V naught, where logarithmic of rho V naught is a constant of integration. It is called constant of integration. So, from this we can conclude rho V is equal to rho V naught e power minus t by tau r. Rho V naught e power minus t by tau r, where tau r is equal to epsilon by sigma. In the equation, rho V is equal to rho V naught e power minus t by tau r is the initial charge density, that is rho V at t is equal to 0. Now, the equation shows that by a result of introducing charge at some interior point of a material, there is a decay of volume charge density. So, what is the outcome? What is the result of introducing a charge into the material? Means there will be a decay of volume charge density. Associated with the decay is charge movement from the interior point at which it was introduced to the surface of the material. The time constant tau r is known as relaxation time or rearrangement time. So, in this equation we have taken rho V is equal to rho V naught e power minus t by tau r, and that tau r is epsilon by sigma. That tau r is known as relaxation time or rearrangement time. Then let us define what is relaxation time. Relaxation time is the time it takes a charge placed in the interior of a material to drop to e power minus 1 value, that is 36.8% of its initial value, Relaxation time is short for good conductors and it is long for good dielectrics. So, we have defined and discussed what is relaxation time now up to here. This is second concept. Now, let us analyze this concept with the help of two examples. One is, take a copper. For an example, consider a copper where its conductivity sigma is 5.8 into 10 power 7 mhos per meter and epsilon r is equal to 1. Now calculate what is the relaxation time. Tau r is equal to epsilon naught by sigma. Now by substituting that sigma value, epsilon r value and epsilon naught value, epsilon naught is 10 power minus 9 divided by 36 pi. Epsilon r is 1, it is given, and sigma is 5.8 into 10 power 7. Now if you substitute that in tau r equation, tau r is equal to epsilon naught by sigma, we will be getting 1.53 into 10 power minus 19 seconds. It is showing a rapid decay of charge placed inside the copper. So the charge which is placed inside the copper will decay very rapidly. That is the conclusion from this example. This implies that for good conductors, the relaxation time is so short that most of the charge will vanish from any interior point and appears on the surface. This is the conclusion from this example. And another conclusion with another example, let us take another example, fused quartz, where that fused quartz value sigma is equal to 10 power minus 17 moles per meter and epsilon r is equal to 5.0. For the same formula, tau r is equal to epsilon r epsilon naught by sigma. Substitute, we will be getting 51.2 days, showing a very large relaxation time. Thus, for good dielectrics, one may consider the introduced charge to remain wherever they are placed. So, in dielectrics, the relaxation time is very high and the introduced charge will stay there for longer period of time when compared to conductors. So, three concepts only we have discussed. First one, we have discussed what is current conductor, what is that continuity equation. Then we defined what is relaxation time and analyzed that relaxation time with the help of two examples, one with copper and next one with quartz. That's it. Thank you for watching and learning things. All the very best. This is Dr. Kasigari Prasad, Associate Professor, Graphologist, Writer and Motivational Speaker. For such many inspiring engineering classes, motivational classes, personality development classes, graphology, good handwriting skills classes and personality analysis through handwriting classes, kindly subscribe Kasigari Prasad YouTube channel, our channel. This is our channel. We the engineers can make a transformation in the society with our engineering. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.